Welcome back to Good Morning San Diego. Unemployment is slowly declining around the county, dropping to 13.3%. Joining us to discuss the latest on the issue is a favorite around our parts here at KUSI, employment attorney Annie Ellis. Good morning, Annie.
Good morning, Paul. How are you?
All right. At first glance, that 13.3 number is nothing to be too excited about unless it was at one time 15 plus, right?
That's true. I mean, we were looking at, 2.9% in February. So I'll take anything that's in the downward direction, but we still have a long ways to go.
All right. Well, let's just pick up the conversation there then, because a lot of folks are wondering, hey, I thought I was supposed to be getting an extra $300 from the government for COVID-19, and that money hasn't shown up in the mailbox. Why is that?
So the EDD started processing the $300 supplement, I want to say last week or maybe about 10 days ago. And here's what folks are going to see. It's going to come in 2 rounds. So they're going to automatically process the first 3 weeks, starting the week after July 26th when the $600 supplement ran out. And you're going to see one $300 payment and then a second $600 payment. And that's if you were already in the system, you had already certified that your reason for unemployment was COVID related, and you were getting at least $100 a week in the state benefit. By 7 to 10 days from now, you should have that extra $900 in your pocket. Everyone else will be in the second wave after that.
Is this just now a 2-time payment, or is that going to continue on through a specific period of time, or is this one time only?
Well, that's the billion-dollar question. As long as we have money, the payments will continue, and I haven't seen anything yet indicating when the funds are going to run out, but they guaranteed a minimum of 3 weeks or $900 in payments, and then after that, they're going to reevaluate the budget.
Well, that's alarming. As it relates to, if I could change topics on you ever so slightly, because AB5 is a big topic for all Californians, and especially here at KUSI. What's the update there? Where are we as it relates to AB5?
Well, September's a busy month for employment lawyers because this is the governor's last month to sign new statutes and legislation. So AB 225 was the big blockbuster one for this month, and I think everyone probably saw already a little bit that it's changed AB 5. But from my perspective, it hasn't. I think yesterday when I was doing a news appearance, I described it as a wolf in sheep's clothing because it really just muddied the waters. ABC test, which was what AB 5 established for independent contractors, is still out there. All this new law did was just add a whole bunch more exceptions, and I read a few of them, and I'm pretty smart and I know what I'm doing, and I didn't understand some of them. I think the events, the arts, and the entertainment industry definitely benefited, and that's great. So single engagement type things, if you hire a wedding planner, a photographer, a comedian, a band, those are all now exceptions, and that's fantastic. But there's some new ones in there where I kind of scratched my head and said, a consultant? That's now an exception. I don't know what that means, because isn't everyone under here a consultant? Isn't that the purpose of being an independent contractor? So I think, number one, we have a lot more cleanup to do if this is going to be the law in California, and 2, there's going to be a lot of litigation.
Yeah, I mean, because as you pile up the carve-outs, don't you pile up the opportunities for litigation?
Absolutely. This is what plaintiffs' lawyers live for, is these kinds of muddied exceptions so that they can file a lawsuit and try to assert that there was a misclassification. And lawsuits like those are not good for business. So, we got to see what happens with Prop 22. Obviously, the ride-sharing industry and the delivery drivers were definitely not part of the exclusions. And so, the ballot and the election in the fall is going to be really important because Uber's appeal on that issue is timed exactly to go with the election and what happens with Prop 22.
We still have over 200,000 San Diegans out of work, and the prospects of getting work back are always a little, we're coming out of a pandemic, and we don't know what jobs will be there when we come out of the pandemic. What is your advice to people right now? Is it to take maybe this is your opportunity to learn a new way of earning a living?
I think everyone right now, from business owners to employees to gig workers, really have to learn to reinvent themselves, because regardless of the job availability situation, COVID is going to change everything about the way we do our lives. We're going to be a lot more digital, remote, and things are going to move a lot more quickly and more efficiently. I've had to reinvent my career this year as an employment lawyer because the law changes every 5 minutes. And I think if you ask an HR professional, they would say the same thing. And so I think everyone needs to do some self-reflection and figure out, what does the future look like for you and your skill set, and how can you take advantage of the new opportunities that are going to be available in terms of this new flexible environment that we're going to have.
People hear that, and it's scary to hear that. It's scary to reinvent yourself.
It is very scary, and it's been hard on the legal industry and other industries as well. The restaurant industry is one that I think we've seen a huge reinvention from going from a traditional menu to these take home part bake at home meals, and turning their kitchens into a grocery store. And I think that's a great example of reinventing a long-standing industry that has been around for hundreds of years.
Annie Ellis, it's always a pleasure to speak with you. I wish you a great day and a great weekend.
Thanks, Bob.